Okay, guys. So the first thing that I want to review with you guys is all of the vocabulary that we've had so far with the Great Gilly Hopkins. Because starting next week, we are going to do two assignments that uses not just a week of vocabulary, but uses all the words we've had so far. So you will have one big vocabulary quiz on all of our vocabulary words, and you will do one assignment using all of our vocabulary words. So I wanted to go back through, remind you guys what those words mean, and then I'm going to attach this PowerPoint to the module so that you can look back through the words and start memorizing them, make sure you know them. It is also important, look back through any of the vocabulary assignments that we've done so far in any of the other modules and make those up, complete them. I'm pretty good about giving credit for like an attempt. It doesn't have to be perfect. Something is always better than a zero. So if you've received a zero for not doing an assignment, go back, please, and just give it a try, okay? So let's go over these words. Remember, we had the word cautious, which means being very careful. We also had the word gruesome, which means that it's something that's terribly ugly or it causes great terror or fear. That means it is gruesome. Laborious. If something is laborious, that means it requires a lot of work. Perhaps doing all this work on Canvas instead of being at school has been very laborious for you. Luxuries. The luxuries of the world are the nice things in life. Luxuries aren't something you need, but they are nice to have. Usually luxuries are things that are expensive or rare. And I noticed in your vocabulary stories, a lot of kids use this word as if it was luxurious. Luxuries are the things that are luxurious. Luxurious is related to luxuries. It's just one is a noun. Luxuries are nouns. They're things. And if something is luxurious, you're describing a thing that is expensive and rare and one of the nicer things in life. Okay, an incident is just an event that occurs. Usually an incident means that something went wrong. Things didn't go according to plan. Okay. There's an example of a vocabulary story that we looked at before. Okay. Our next set of words, vacant. If something's vacant, it's empty. To divert means that something changes course. Oftentimes we use divert to talk to a person's attention, like if you're paying attention and your attention gets diverted, that means something's pulling your attention away. Meddling, poking your nose in business that is not yours. If you're doing that, you're meddling. You don't want to meddle in other people's business. Okay. Seldom. Seldom means rarely or something that doesn't happen very often. Like I seldom go on vacation outside of the United States. I've only done that like twice. It's very rare. Tentative means like hesitant, unsure. Impulse. Ooh, you have a strong desire to do something. That means you have an impulse to do that. If you're enthralled, you're captivated, you're fascinated by something. It has all of your attention. Audible means able to be heard. Solemnly means very seriously and not in a joking way. So just like you want to be very solemn in front of a judge, it means you want to be very serious. You're not going to be playing around in front of a judge. Urgent means got to take care of this right now. It needs your attention right this second. It's an emergency. And haste just means extreme speed, or you're in a hurry. Like if you do something hastily, you're doing it quickly. If you make haste, that means you're hurrying. Okay. Someone who's incompetent is unable. If you're incompetent, that means like, if you are competent, you're able. It's something you can do. If you're incompetent, you're not able to do something. Just like this man here, he is incompetent. He cannot fix the plumbing. Indifferent means you just don't care one way or the other. You're uninterested in something. Despise. Ugh, that means you hate, you detest something. Like, I despise mushrooms. Okay, another example of a story. Then our last set of words. Proceed means to go on or continue with something. A chandelier is a fancy light hanging from the ceiling. To rouse means to get up, to awaken. Awry is like things are off course, not going right. Then one last vocabulary story. So those are all the words we've had. Please review them. And please, please, please make up any missed vocabulary assignments that you might have overlooked from previous weeks. We want to get rid of all the zeros so that we can have really good grades. Okay, so good luck with all of your work.